Spider-Man! Spider-Man. My personal favorite superhero of all time. I always get towards some of the characters where I feel I can relate to them. And personally, that's what makes Spider-Man my favorite, honestly, because he is just your regular kid. Charming everything you want in this world, but the responsibility of becoming a hero ends up taking a toll and affects relationships and life. Hell, he easily look at the make rent half the time, but not at all, honestly. And while he does make so many mistakes as well, something in the cost in the life of his friends and family, he still connects with them so well because he's just an everyday person that got brought on with a lot of responsibility by being bitten by a radioactive spider. And the sicknesses that led him down this path and the Sam Raimi movies are what introduced me to the web hat in the first place. And with Spider-Man 2 being 20 years old now, Jesus, time's flying by, and the film is being re-released in theaters recently, I figured these films would be absolutely perfect to do a nostalgia road-trip on. A series of videos where I based on how about a lot of stuff from my childhood. Basically just give my general thoughts on the films, and why at least the first two films are special to me, as I'm even going to discuss the third one since I also grew up with it as well. So, hope you enjoy. Let me know your thoughts on these movies down below in the comment section. The first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie was released in 2002, starring Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker, Kristen Dunst as Mary Jane Watson, James Franco as Harry Osborn, Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin, Cliff Robertson as Uncle Ben, and Rosemary Harris as Aunt May. And it tells the origin story of how Peter became Spider-Man, with this being the perfect addition to how you tell a story right. I always consider Spider-Man Turns 2 to be the perfect superhero origin story movie. Peter is just a shy little kid who gets picked on, but has friends with Harry and has a crush on MJ, his next door neighbor, and is inspired heavily by Harry's father, Norman Osborn. During a trip, he gets bitten by a radioactive spider that gives him spider powers, and after him trying to be a wrestler, and after the great power comes great responsibility from his Uncle Ben, the witnessing of Ben's death, and him kind of being a cause of it a little bit, motivates him to become a superhero, which leads him to fight the Green Goblin, who is Harry's dad. This is, of course, one of the films that many people think, man, superheroes can actually be good? And of course, worlds are pretty much now everywhere nowadays for better now, and we don't live nowadays where it's probably for worse. It's crazy to remember there was a time when they would start just coming out and they can't be taken seriously. This was also by Sam Raimi, who, of course, before that was known for doing a few other movies, but also known for the Evil Dead movies. But of course, that's what he's more known for. And he directs these movies to perfection, even the third one. The first one is admittedly cheesy, honestly, yeah, it definitely is. I'm not gonna lie to that. But it's cheesy in the best possible way. So you can tell that was the charm and the vibe that he was going for. It develops Peter as a character and makes you care about him. It's the perfect origin story to why Peter becomes Spider-Man, along with the bond relationship with MJ and Harry, who have the same personalities, and have fun character moments with Peter, where you feel they are actually genuine friends. And everyone does deliver with their performances. Well, yes, Tobey Maguire, I know he's definitely looked above all judged with his acting, most notably his facial expressions at points. And really, and also because of his age, where he doesn't feel like an actual teenager, which was weird, which, of course, was definitely a thing at the time, and to be honest, still kind of is definitely things. But, overall, I think when it comes to the multiple scenes, he does deliver. And I still debate between him and Tom Holland as the defender of Spider-Man, honestly. Truthfully. Tobey Maguire is memorable to this very day. I didn't get Kristen Dunst, who does an MJ. And definitely looking back, I can definitely see the complaints that people have with the character, especially how she's on Spider-Man 3, obviously. Most of her views, they don't stress and how she reacts to certain things and everything, But the chemistry is great, and they do well with hinting at some deep emotional stuff and developing her character. There's definitely some solid hints of her actual home life in this movie and the second one, and it makes you really feel for her. Even Harry is also great as well, especially with his complex relationship with his father Norman, and Jane Franco plays him to perfection very well. But Willem Dafoe easily steals the show as Green Goblin, and of course Spidey's to be incredibly goofy, not gonna deny that. Which again, plays on the charm in the movie. He still plays a really threatening presence in the movie, especially with obviously it being Harry's father who respects Peter, and the backbone appeal on the film aspect makes it more a pretty compelling villain. Again, Willem Dafoe, you can't do no wrong, honestly. He's one of those actors that you can tell is going to deliver in any performance he's in, and this is no exception. The human action also still well done for a runtime. It's paced pretty well. The score, soundtrack, incredible. That song Hero is still incredible. And embodies the essence of Spider-Man as a character. Again, this was the film that made me a Spider-Man fan. This was the first introduction to the character, in my opinion. And because of the charm and cheesiness, I still love rewatching it to this day. Because, again, it's very charm. It's very cheesy, but it adds such a charm and it really elevates. Like, you see that what Spider-Man is going for, while still maintaining the heart of the character. Again, action skates around. It has many great emotions, close with the iconic line with great power comes great responsibility. Along with the Hedgehog death scene, Death Green Goblin, of course, the iconic funeral scene, which really showcases Peter's incredible character arc and how much he has grown since the start of the movie. This film embodies everything that makes Spider-Man such a beloved character, and it's still one of my favorite superhero movies, probably my favorite films, period. And now, somehow, the 2004 sequel to Spider-Man 2 is even better. Like, I hailed the film as the best Spider-Man movie for the longest time, and I definitely still debate whether it's a Home Way Home I sort of taken now, honestly. It's so great in love for kind of reason. To be honest, what can I really say about Spider-Man 2 that hasn't already been said? This film is the definition of how you do a sequel right. It's a definition of how you deliver from the first movie. And it's a definition of Spider-Man as a character that shows kids how much Peter life can really suck. With how much he gets in trouble, how much problems he is facing on a daily basis. What really affects him so much where he ends up losing his powers for a brief period and ends up being so sad he ends up losing his powers for a brief period. And it makes you really care, it makes you really care and send that for him, especially for how people treat him, honestly, and how, MJ being so pissed at him, but at least for understandable reasons, and of course Harry being mad at him saying he's a photographer and doesn't want him to know Spider-Man because Spider-Man killed his father, which I think he did, but he's obviously very vengeful about that. And then him just dealing with so much greatness, because there's still so many incredible moments that I can agree on all day. Look at the moment basically Peter admits that he was responsible for Ben's death, which I think is still one of the best scenes in Spider-Man history. Like, I know people saying Andy was kind of an asshole, but I honestly can see where it's coming from, honestly. You also got Afton Lilo playing excellently as Doc Ock. Again, someone who also has a tragic backstory, someone who's kind of dull about hand, and we're just dealing with so much and everything, and there's a lot of him being just an excellent portrayal of the character and just powerful moments. You got that train sequence, still one of the best action sequences in superhero films and films, period. The final battle itself, it's great. And you got the scenes where MJ and Harry find who Peter is, and both have really poignant reactions. Like, holy shit, the movie still has that change charm, but also a lot more emotional, a lot more epic. Again, what can I say about Spider-Man 2 hasn't already been said? Again, it's still one of my favorite movies of all time. It's probably my top 30, not top 25 films of all time. It's also no films on the list as well. And when we get to Cinema Stars, I'll probably redo my top 100 films list, but yeah, Spider-Man 2 is still an incredible sequel. Again, how do you do a sequel right? It's definitely one of the best superhero movies, period. And one of the best sequels and films, period. And now we have Spider-Man 3. Oh boy, Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3. One of the most interesting superhero movies to talk about. Like, this was probably one of the biggest disappointments in superhero film history. I mean, obviously, because it obviously didn't undo what Sam Raimi really wanted. It ended up being what the director really wanted, and everything. But obviously, this was the first instance of obviously Sony basically demanding so much more, and because the film ended up being like super overstuffed and super interesting. And overall, this is a film I always had a very complicated relationship with. I mean, for a lot of people, I went for something like, I was like, this is amazing, good, I liked it, it's pretty good. I think it's great actually. I hate it, it's terrible, it's bad. It's kind of mixed bag. It's okay, it's decent. Like, I've been so all over the place when it comes to Spider-Man 3 for a majority of my life, honestly, about the 17 years it aired. Like, I was so all over the place with how I personally felt about Spider-Man 3, so I never really knew how I was really going to feel after my recent rewatch. So I was just like, oh, am I actually going to feel the same about the movie on rewatch? I really hope so. And I can say my official thoughts on Spider-Man 3, and I'm now back to it being a mixed bag. like, like I would say, Spider-Man 3 is probably the pure definition of a mixed bag, honestly. I think there are some great ideas here. There are so many good elements. There are so many interesting aspects of this movie. But it's more how some are executed and how things are handled. And of course, the options on all the villains and the plot lines really bring the movie down, obviously. Again, acting is still good. Tom McGuire is still great. Chris is still great. James Franco is still great. I think being the new Grandma, I think actually makes sense. I think how the animal is pretty not that great, but I never don't mind that. Thomas Hayden sure does a great job as Sandman. I think of all the villains introduced in the movie, he's probably the one that actually has the most compelling aspects to him. Especially like why he decided to do it and why he's going through all this stuff. Like, you actually do feel him. Tom Hayden sure does a great job. Toby is fine, honestly. Like, his acting is that bad, obviously. This was just a definitive case of obviously, miscast, because I like nothing against Toby Grace, obviously, but he clearly was miscast to play this type of character. And I executed that in this movie. It's just not that great. Bryce Dallas Howard was also introduced with Gwen Stacy, and you can tell she was just kind of there, just whatever, blah 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 blah. Also, one pause I keep forgetting to mention about all these movies is, of course, J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson, who is the probably the definitive trail of J. Jonah Jameson. Of course, that scene where he's like, you serious? It's a reference to people seen to this very day for a good reason. And even during the movie, he still has that many great iconic lines and great moments cooking. He's freaking J. Jonah Jameson. But, so again, there are definitely a lot of good. Again, the action is still pretty good, especially that Sandman burst scene and Gina Hoyt and as well. The visuals are still pretty well done. Again, the acting is still pretty well done as well. It's just really the storytelling and certain decisions the characters make, and when I started to handle like Harry, where he ends up being the Cohen from Jordan movie, just shows up at the end. I wish they would build up more. Venom just feels very shoehorned in here, where he doesn't really have much to actually do in the movie. And of course, Peter Gordon, being like a jerk and everything, and him being affected by the black suit. Again, I have no problem with that aspect of the story. To be honest, I think they handled that so much better in the recent Spider-Man 2 game, obviously. I feel it's honestly the best example of how you could have done that storyline, where Peter Sutherland just becomes a more jerk and more bad person and everything. But once he gets out of the suit, it's like, seems like, oh my god, it's a lot of emotions, but they don't really focus much on that. They just focus on Peter, and while Peter being a jerk, even, of course, they got the iconic, infamous dance scene, which it's just one of the most unintentionally hilarious scenes in probably film history. Of course, there's moments where how he treats Mary Jane is unforgivable and everything, but they get Mary Jane also kind of acts like a dick at some points as well. It's probably the only time I actually do understand why people don't like MJ, obviously, especially her going to Harry and everything. Yeesh. And it's of course the retcon of Sandman being Ben's killer, that year, honestly. Again, so many good things about this movie, I would say, with the acting, the storytelling, the themes it tries to tell and everything. There's so many good aspects here, but but it's one of the execution on certain elements that really brings it down. So again, I want to say Spider-Man 3 is the perfect definition of a mixed bag. Again, a film that could have been so great, it could have carried out Trilogy so incredibly well. That's why I don't think it's bad or anything, obviously. It's definitely a disappointment, that's for sure. And again, it really says that certain basis that just push Sam Raimi and push, obviously. You can tell Sam Raimi didn't really want to prevent the movie. He didn't really just not to be in the movie, but certainly kind of pushed him to do so. So, yeah. Pretty disappointing. Well, guys, that's my thoughts on all of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. I had a really blast time about these movies, and I would definitely love to know your thoughts on these movies down below in the comment section. Let me know what your experiences are with these movies and which was your favorite. But I still hope they might eventually do a Spider-Man 4 because I'm hearing a lot of rumors about that. Definitely let me know down in the comment section. Got more exciting videos that's coming very soon. I am Sam Raimi, World of Sam Productions. I will see you next time. As always, stay cool, abate. Peace.